Hello viewers, so I decided I should jump into some daily race B since I had finally figured out how to get around the track somewhat quickly without crashing. So here we have the first race with the McLaren in front of me, starting P2, so we're not doing too bad. I'm down in C category at this point because it's dropped a little bit from recent races and I'm trying to get it back up again before the championship race. So making a move around the outside, and pulls off an absolutely stellar switcheroo. Crofty goes ballistic in the commentary box. Let me tell you, I could hear him from here. Getting around this corner, it is full throttle. I finally managed to be able to do it, braking at the red thing, the red part of the fence, bring it around. But get on the throttle quick. You can go a little bit wide on that one so that you can get as much speed as you possibly can. That's the trick on this whole thing, is you got to kind of gobble up the curbs a little bit so that you can get on the throttle early. It's all about getting out of a corner quickly, especially this one coming up here. Braking just before the gravel line works out fairly well to get this apex, but you got to get on the gas as fast as you can because you're going uphill. So it's really easy to lose speed if you're slow coming out of that last corner. Hit that apex, back on the gas. It's a fairly wide track, so you can usually get away with it. Use this curb to get an angle on this apex so that you don't go completely wide there. I still lift a bit on the throttle. You gotta figure out where to get on the gas so that you can get over that curb without going too far over the curb and getting a penalty. So far so good. I'm still a half second ahead. Down into turn 1, braking at around 85, 90-ish. Trail braking all the way into the corner and then back on the throttle. Bring it over to the right a little bit right here and then flick it over so you catch the apex. That's the right spot right there so you can get on that full throttle all the way around. I got a little bit too greedy on that apex right there, but I got on the gas a bit earlier so it kind of balanced out. I'm still losing time to red zone. This one is straight in a little bit, brake, crank it over and get back on the gas. Once you've got the spot nailed, you can just trust that you'll get to that point and you can get as much speed as you possibly can down this hill. Down into the heavy braking zone, braking just before the gravel. Flick it around up the hill, back on the gas. It's one of those where you hope you got on the gas early enough and you look in the rear view mirror to see whether dude's catching you or not. I got away with it on that one. I did fairly well. Started pulling out some time on him here. Denny and Red Zone are fighting, so I'll take advantage of that and have some nice uninterrupted lap time. Here we are coming up to the end of lap 2. I'm about 1.7 seconds ahead. Guys behind me are fighting, and that's pretty much how it ended, with me about 1.4, 1.5 seconds ahead for most of that last 3 laps. Well, there we go. Get in there, Drake, and miracles do happen. That time my engine didn't blow up. Bonus. Well, there we go. Fastest lap, clean race, victory. Oh yeah. Let's have another look at that overtake, because that was pretty excellent. So I'm drafting all the way down the straight. It's a fairly long straight. Move out to the right. I'm planning on braking a bit early, thinking hopefully he goes in a bit hot, and he does. And I managed to cut underneath him. Textbook switcheroo. And that was it. I kept my laps as clean as I could and stayed out front for the rest of the race. Then I decided to jump on my alt account, my Scottish cousin Morpheus, and practice daily race C, the 10 laps around Mount Panorama, Bathurst. I don't know the track very well. These are Group 3s, so I don't really know where I'm supposed to be braking or turning or accelerating or anything else, and at this point I'm just trying to stay out of trouble. Started P11. Not horrifically bad. So as we cross the hill, have a look ahead to 4 wide going into turn 1. You know how this is going to turn out, right? Yeah. We got one on the left, and we got another one on the left, bang the guy into the right, and I'm up into P8. I've never been good at this course because it's so twisty and turny and uphill and downhill, and it's just crazy. Dude in front of me's got a 5-second time penalty. Dude 2 cars in front of him has a 5-second time penalty. So far I've managed to keep myself out of trouble. up into P8 and just trying to keep up. Through the crest of the mountain section, you got to make sure you keep as much speed as you can, but you don't want to cut that corner, and you don't want to hit that wall. And then you come over this hill and you got to go left. You don't want to hit the inside wall, but you don't want to go wide. And then you got to keep the speed until you get to about here and brake and hope like hell you somehow keep the car under control. I almost never do. Get a little wiggy through here, get even more wiggy through here, bang the wall. God in heaven, get a bump from behind, thank you, back up to speed, kind of, but still completely out of control. Third gear around this corner, down into second, hoping to turn the thing quickly enough and get it straight enough that you can get on the gas early enough, not suck going down this hill. So dude in the blue car looks like he got attacked by a tornado or something. He managed to keep it together though. And the pair of 5-second time penalties decided, hey, let's do that side by side. Yeah, that was terrifying. Note the filthy car that's going past. I'm not sure. I think it might be a BMW. Not quite sure. I can't quite tell. Down into the braking zone. Get a bit bumped, unfortunately. From 8th to 12th to 13th to 14th. So the next while was spent playing catch-up. I was doing not too bad until I got to the top of the hill again and came around this corner, decided to bump the wall on the left and go completely wide on the right. Somehow kept it going in the right direction, but now my tires are all grassy and I'm going through the twisty-turny section. Yeah, this was exciting. Very carefully, a little drifty, a little nuts, but again, I'm still pointing in the right direction. Down to second, get the car rotated, get on the gas, a little better than the last time. Moving forward to lap 4, I come around the corner at the top of the mountain to find all kinds of stuff going on in front of me, including a rather slow-moving, filthy white Beamer. That is one seriously filthy car. Dude, there's a car wash at GT Auto. I will pay to have that cleaned for you. So I was actually catching up with these guys until I did this. Yeeted myself across the frickin' track and watched them drive off into the sunset. And then watched that filthy, dirty Beamer pass me again. Damn. It's coming up toward turn 1. He braked a lot sooner than I would have, and I unfortunately tagged him, so I slowed down, let him go. So I was losing ground to him pretty much all the way back up the mountain. But I managed to keep this on the track, thankfully. And I even managed to slow the car down into here. I always slow down a little bit earlier than most people, but I'm a chicken. It is what it is. Zigged and zagged correctly, and mostly successfully. Keep the speed to about there. Down into second. Again, try to get this thing turned and on the gas as quick as you can, and I hit the wall. And there goes any momentum I might have had. So again, I watched them all drive off into the sunset. So here we are, lap 6. You do have to pit during this race. Well, technically, you don't have to pit. According to the rules, you just have to change tires. Figure that one out. Unfortunately, I blew this corner so badly, I almost ended up back on the track. You know it's coming. So we got 4 laps to do on the softs. Don't need fuel. And the boys do an absolutely stellar job of swapping out the tires for me. And there it is. 3-second time penalty, because I wasn't having enough trouble with this race. So here we are coming around the corner at the top of the mountain. 2 people in front of me. And then you hit this thing that you slow. And you try to get your speed back up again. At this point, I'm kind of resigned myself to last place. I'm P13, my lucky number. Can't be that bad, right? So moving forward to just coming up on lap 10. We got 1 person in the pit, so I managed to move up into 12th. Braking around 70. Get it turned in. Try not to get it on that curb. You saw what happened earlier. It wasn't pretty. I got the softs, so I should be able to keep the speed out of the corners. I'm hoping. into turn one, braking it around 70, 80-ish. Get it turned over, get back on the gas. You can get on that curb. Doesn't usually upset the car too bad. And then chuck it in and brake. Don't hit that wall. Braking, downshift into second, get up around the corner. You gotta be really careful coming up that hill, because if you give it any gas while you're turning, you're gonna spin. Don't hit that wall. Off the gas, crank it over. Back on the gas. So I'm actually making up some time on these guys. They're fighting with each other, so that'll slow you down. Of course, hitting that wall will also slow you down. Don't do that. I did this corner quite well. No problem here. Managed to come out of that with some decent speed. Coming down into the crazy chicane. That's not really a chicane, but you gotta miss it anyway thing. And around this corner, got a little bit out sideways and smacked the corner. You will lose a lot of speed very quickly when you do that. Around this crazy twisty turny section. And then the last corner at the top of the hill. Got on the gas fairly quick. I'm guessing this guy had a bit of an issue because he was ghosted and slow. And is still slow. I'm wondering what he's going to do when I go by him. But thankfully, he was fairly nice about it. And up into P11, where I started. It's not all bad if you finish where you start, right? I'm okay with that. Especially considering that I don't know this track. I hadn't done a whole lot of practicing with GT3 cars on this track, so it was definitely a learning experience. A fun one, for the most part, minus a couple of silly little spins of my own and getting tagged a couple of times, no big deal, but... Coming around the final corner, P11, managed to keep it on the track. And bring it home exactly where I started. Well, that wasn't... Oh, P10, somebody forgot to pit. That wasn't horrific. I wasn't honestly sure how that was going to go. Fairly fair driving. Had one person doing a little binger, baker, bang, 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 but other than that, it wasn't too bad. It's money! Still getting used to the track, honestly. I don't know Mount Panorama all that well. It's a great track, but still working on it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.